Charlie smiled. "Remember what you said. I might have a job for you someday." Orville nodded eagerly. "Mr. Charlie, whatever you need, just give the order." Meanwhile, Everett Sutton was still on the floor, crying and begging for mercy. "Please, I'm nothing. I'm just a fraud. I'll never do it again, I swear." Orville sneered. "You liar. My guys will be here any second. They'll take care of you." Charlie asked in a low voice, "What are you going to do with him?" Orville said coldly, "I told you I was going to handle him nicely, and I meant it." Charlie glanced at him without a shred of sympathy. This kind of con artist was no different from a quack doctor. A bad doctor can kill you, and messing with this kind of fake energy alignment can get you killed too. To be blunt, they're both dangerous lowlifes, and he deserves what's coming to him. Besides, he set up that whole dragon snare today just to scam Warnia out of her money. Warnia could have died soon because of him. Someone like her controls hundreds of billions in assets. If her luck ran out and something happened to her, who knows how many people under her would be affected? In that case, it wouldn't just be Warnia who would suffer. So yeah, the world is better off without a scumbag like that in it. Just then, Orville's men showed up. They hauled the phony Everett to his feet and dragged him away. As they took him, he was crying and howling like a ghost, wailing about how miserable and innocent he was, how much he regretted everything. But no one felt sorry for him. Charlie shook his head as he watched. "I told him he was headed for a bloody disaster today," he thought. "He didn't believe me. He really brought this on himself." After everything was taken care of, Orville thanked Charlie profusely and then drove him home. When he got back, Clare was still online looking for a job. Charlie didn't say much about it. He had actually been thinking about helping Clare start her own company, but since she didn't seem to have that idea herself, he kept quiet. He also didn't want her to get worn out. Starting a business would be a ton of work in the beginning, and knowing Clare's personality, she would really struggle with the stress. Later that evening, Charlie got a call from his good buddy from college, Darren. Charlie hadn't seen Darren since he'd helped him teach that cheating ex and her new boyfriend a lesson at the hospital. Honestly, with everything going on at home, he just hadn't had the time. On the phone, Darren told Charlie he was pretty much all healed up and was getting discharged today. And since Charlie had helped him out with that whole mess and secured a multi-million-dollar payout for him, the first thing Darren wanted to do was take a few of their old college buddies out to dinner to celebrate. Hearing his good friend was finally getting out of the hospital, Charlie was happy to agree. Just then, Clare came out of the bathroom from her shower and casually asked Charlie, "Who's calling so late?" Charlie answered casually, "That was Darren. He's getting out of the hospital. We're all going out for dinner. You should come with me tomorrow." Clare nodded and said, "Okay." At noon the next day, Charlie drove Clare to the Grand Sterling. While the Grand Sterling wasn't the absolute best hotel in Heir's Hill, it was definitely upscale, a clear sign of Darren's sincerity. He was really sparing no expense this time and had booked a luxurious private dining room. The room was lavishly decorated, big enough for 20 people, and the minimum charge alone was $7,000 or $8,000. When Charlie and Clare arrived, a lot of people were already in the room. Besides Darren, Elsa was there, along with a few other classmates. Elsa hadn't been having a great time lately. She had come to Heir's Hill all the way from Yale University, hoping for a chance to connect with the chairman of the M. Grand Group. But after all this time, she'd never even gotten a glimpse of him in person. On top of that, she'd been demoted from her office job as an administrative director to a sales director. Now she was on the road every single day. To make matters worse, she was completely obsessed with the mysterious man who had rescued her. Because of that, her desire to meet the chairman of the M. Grand Group wasn't as strong as it used to be. Now all she wanted was to find her rescuer. She felt like she had fallen in love with him at first sight. Little did she know, the chairman of the M. Grand Group and her mysterious rescuer were the same person. Charlie. Seeing Charlie and Claire walk in, Darren quickly stood up. Charlie, Claire, you're here! Come on, have a seat. He greeted them with a ton of respect in his voice. It was clear how much he admired and appreciated his good friend. Elsa looked a little worn out when she saw them. She felt like she was bursting with things to say but had no one to tell. Seeing Clare, she suddenly felt an urge to confide in her. She walked over, took Claire's wrist, and said softly, "Claire, let's sit together. I have something to tell you." Claire smiled. "What's wrong? You look a little down." Elsa sighed. "It's because of my mysterious rescuer. I've realized I'm completely in love with him. Now, when I close my eyes, he's all I can think about. I see him in my dreams, but I can't find him in real life. What am I supposed to do?" I can't help you with that." Claire spread her hands helplessly. Ever since Elsa was rescued by that mysterious man, she had been talking non-stop about finding him. But in a city this big, how was she supposed to find one mysterious person? Charlie, who had just sat down nearby, overheard Claire and Elsa. A cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Elsa was actually in love with him? This was ridiculous. He couldn't let her find out that the guy she was crushing on was him. Things would get really messy. After a few drinks and some food, Darren stood up to get the party going again. "Ha ha! Hey everyone! Thanks for coming today. I'd like to make a toast to all of you." After speaking, he downed his drink. A few of his closer friends applauded. "Way to go, Darren!" Charlie just smiled and took a small sip from his wine glass. "I hear Darren's a big shot now," a woman in a flirty dress and perfect makeup said with a charming smile. "Opened his own big restaurant, got $2 million in cash, and he knows all the right people. You've got to look out for us from now on." "Sasha, you're right," another man said, picking up his wine glass and downing it. "Darren is one of our best friends from college. If anything ever happened, he'd definitely help us out." Charlie glanced over at them, vaguely remembering the two from his college days. The woman was Sasha Klein, and the man was Jasper Dawson. Darren said awkwardly, well, it's a long story, not really worth getting into." After he spoke, he looked at Charlie and sighed. He had met a real jerk, gotten conned out of almost everything, and even been beaten up. It was only because of Charlie's help that he managed to get his restaurant back and receive $2 million in compensation. You could say it was all thanks to Charlie, so Darren was too embarrassed to take credit for it. He quickly changed the subject. "Jasper, I hear you're doing well now. You're an executive at a company, right? Making something like $700,000 to $800,000 a year?" Jasper sighed. "Don't even mention it. That company is terrible. I'm about to quit and apply at Apex Group. I heard our old classmate, Cameron Holt, is a senior manager there. He's doing pretty well for himself. I never expected that guy to have it in him." "Oh, him," Darren said with an awkward smile. He and Cameron Holt didn't get along, which is why Cameron hadn't been invited to the party. However, Jasper and Cameron were very close. If Jasper went to Apex Group, he'd surely land a good position with Cameron's support. Elsa added thoughtfully, "I've heard Apex Group is a pretty big and successful company here in Oris Hill. I can't believe Cameron is doing so well now." Claire froze when she heard the name Apex Group. After cutting ties with the Wilson family, she had been kicked out of the Wilson Group. She'd been sending out resumes everywhere for the past few days to find a new job, and one of them was to the Apex Group. Thinking of this, Claire smiled. What a coincidence! I'm actually applying for a job at Apex Group. If I get it, maybe we'll be co-workers. Sasha looked at her surprised. "Wait, you were doing fine at the Wilson Group. Why are you sending your resume to Apex Group?" Claire said helplessly, I've cut ties with the Wilson family, so I have to find a new job. Otherwise, I can't support my family." When Sasha heard this, she shot Charlie a look full of contempt. "Charlie, look how hard Claire has it. As a man, how can you let your wife struggle like this? You're so useless." Jasper, who had never liked Charlie, laughed mockingly. "Hey, Charlie, maybe you should apply at Cameron's company too. With your skills, you could probably be a janitor."